Welcome to the CODE NRL show. I'm Dave Ricciel, and with me, as always, is the great Brent Read. It's been a tumultuous week, is probably the best way to explain it, as far as the Eliesa Katoa situation over in New Zealand. Finds himself recovering in an Auckland hospital after that sickening series of head knocks. That he's now at the centre of an inquiry from the NRL. And at this stage, I can tell you that Ellie is recovering, still in hospital. There is no set timeline on when he will return to Melbourne, but it's pretty awful scenes as far as how it all unfolded, Ready?
Yeah, well, it was right in front of you, Dave, wasn't it? I mean, you're over there for it. First of all, we've got to say, I'm glad to hear Ellie's on the road to recovery because, man, it was pretty scary stuff initially, and obviously he had to have surgery on his to relieve the pressure on his brain, which is frightening when you think about a sort of a brain injury like that. So obviously that's the good news. Ellie's on the road to recovery, but the NRL needs to take a real deep dive into this and sort out what happened because we can't have it happening again, Dave.
Yep.
It was horrific. As I said, you were there, saw it all unfold, and it was frightening. Yeah, it
was a scene of which I can't recall, where it's a player sitting on the interchange bench whose health slowly deteriorates.
Yeah.
To the point of which...
In front of you, right?
Completely. The press box at Eden Park sits over the top of that sideline. And so you had an aerial view of all these traumatic scenes unfolding, to the point of which Saliva Havili and Leka Halasima are jumping to Ellie's aid. And then the process of support staff cradling his head as he deteriorates there in his seat. And then needing to be stretchered onto a stretcher board, onto a Medicab, and an oxygen mask placed on him.
He's still in Auckland, yeah?
Still in Auckland.
Still in Auckland, wow.
Talking to the Melbourne Storm, they still haven't got a definitive timeline. And again, the immediate question is, what does this mean for Ellie's playing future? I think that remains uncertain. I really do. Yeah. I think it's that's in the background. That is not the priority at all right now.
Yeah. They've had an off-season, Melbourne, haven't they? You know, they were in a grand final, a month ago?
Yep.
They've lost Nelson Asofa Solomona. They've lost Jonah Pezzett. They've lost Ryan Papenhuyzen. And now they've got this issue with Ellie that's going to potentially carry over into next year, you would imagine. So
throw in the Titans' attempt to lure Craig Bellamy.
I mean, it's been all been happening around Melbourne. But, I mean, obviously, the NRL, just as I said, they just need to get to the bottom of this because we can't have this happening again. Because if I'm Melbourne and a player comes to me next year and says, might go and play for Tonga, I'm probably, as a Melbourne official, going, mate, do you really want to do that?
Yeah.
Given what we've seen happen. And I know these guys have got great pride in playing for the land of their heritage, and it's done amazing things for International Rugby League and for the Pac Championships, but this sort of thing has the potential to damage that and to, I guess, slow down that progress of the international game because, let's be honest, it looks like amateur hour.
Yeah. Pac Champs final this Sunday, Reedy. New Zealand versus Samoa. It should be an absolute cracker.
Yeah.
I think the Kiwis get the money.
Yeah, I think they've been good, Dave. Haven't they,
they've been very good.
I mean, you know, the bloke, we've spoken about it before, the bloke who has been maligned for much of the year, Dylan Brown, been outstanding for them. You know, so as a Knights fan, I've watched the Pac Champs, watched Dylan Brown and gone, I can see why we paid this bloke a lot of money. Maybe not 1.3, 1.4 million.
For 10 years.
I don't know why we paid him a lot of money. And their forwards have been great too. You know, Joey Tarpanay, James Fisher-Harris, one of the else in that forward, Moses Leota.
Yep, Moses is there.
Yeah, their forwards have been outstanding, and I've loved the way they played New Zealand. The great Fozzie Bears last game.
I love that. I recken it's the best story going.
You were over there hanging out with him and his kid, weren't you?
Yeah, it was good there, mate. Great company, good human, and just... It would be very, very special and fitting into an incredible career.
Great career. Man, he's had a career of highs and lows. Highs and lows. I mean, he's been in the depths of despair and really battled at times with his mental health, and at other times he's won premierships and been a Kiwi Test player and been at the very top of the game. So he's had an amazing roller coaster career.
Yep.
But it's going to end on a high, which is great for him because if you know Foz, he's a great bloke, champion bloke, and you know, been an ornament to the game. An ornament.
Yes.
You're an ornament to journalism.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise, Reedy. Reed, man, again, I said this last week. I mean, there's things that are pretty expensive in this current financial climate that we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
This isn't one of them.
No.
$49 for all our content, and it's just not myself and the Read, man. We're talking about all our expert and professional journos that have been covering every sport. And as we head towards cricket season, you want to be part of this. $49 for 12 months, CODE subscription, features, interviews, video, you name it, it's all there.
Mate, you wouldn't get a ticket to a game for that, would you, anymore, Dave?
Probably not.
Oasis costs you about 5 times that minimum.
Yes.
That's a golden deal.
Yeah. $49.
Oasis get what's an Oasis concert? 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's a whole year.
Click on the link in the description for that $49 deal. Reedy, we've just discussed the impact on the Melbourne Storm in relation to this immediate focus on Eliesa Katoa, but it goes much deeper than that. And it's probably been going ever since Grand Final day.
Yeah.
With the departure of Ryan Papenhuyzen, Nelson Asafa-Solomona, of which I was fortunate enough to do an in-depth interview with Nelson over the weekend, of which you'll see published over the weekend in the Telegraph.
How was he, Dave? Because he's a bit of a mysterious man, Nelson. He actually doesn't do a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
He's a very private guy.
Yep.
But he's an intriguing fella.
Yeah, I've got to say, he was most giving of his time.
Really?
He was open, transparent on how he was feeling as an individual. Clearly spoke about everything that has been thrown around in the headlines. I'm talking R360. I'm talking boxing. I'm talking the Parramatta Eels. I'm talking the Melbourne Storm. And also, too, potentially taking some time out of the game like Ryan Papenhuyzen. So it was a wide-ranging interview. He was calm, in-depth responses to every question. I really enjoyed the chat with him. It gave me great perspective on how he's feeling and where he's at with his life at the moment.
Yeah.
And I reckon I don't think he's finished with rugby league. I really don't feel like, but he did say I need to find my passion for the game again. So let's have a look at the interview and see what you think for yourselves.
Yeah.
But Nelson's one of them, as far as the Melbourne Storm are concerned. We saw the Titans' attempt of signing Craig Bellamy. How does this club respond? I mean, they're a champion club.
Well, it's not over for them, Dave, because November 1 came around. They've got Sean Blaw's gone to market. And as I understand it, Sean's asking for a lot of money, and I don't think Melbourne at the moment are willing to go to that figure. Nick Meaney's on the market.
Yeah.
I believe Perth are hovering around Nick Meaney. You're going to have a look at Nick Meaney. Now, I think Nick Meaney might stay in Melbourne because I think he really enjoys it down there. And the other one's Tyrone Wishart. Well, Will Warbrick's on the market as well. But again, I think
got some work to do.
I think he might stay. But Tyrone Wishart's an interesting one, Dave, because there's a lot of clubs in for Tyrone Wishart. Been linked with Perth. Let's talk about the Dragons going in for Tyrone Wishart. And again, on the open market, he's worth a lot more than he is to Melbourne, because Melbourne, the positions Tyrone plays, 6, 7, 9.
Yep.
Melbourne are covered, right?
Yeah.
So, for him, he's a 4. For them, he's a 14.
Yeah.
But his value drops significantly, right, as a 14 as opposed to a starting 6, 7 or 9 somewhere. So, look, I don't think Tyrone Wishart, I think this will be Tyrone Wishart's next year will be his last year in Melbourne. I think he will leave. I think Meaney might stay, and Blore, I don't know what's going on with Sean Blore. And Warbrick, again, I don't know. So they're just in this state of flux at the moment, Melbourne. And it's unlike anything we've seen from that club for 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, they have gone through phases in the
certainly
past.
When the Big Four left, that was a huge transition for the club.
But even that was a little staggered from memory, wasn't it? I think Billy went before, and Cooper went, Billy went, Cam went, perhaps in that order. I can't remember the order they went in, but they did clean the joint out. Can't remember how many years ago now, before they won their last premiership. I remember that Craig wasn't happy with the squad, cleaned a lot of the fringe guys out. But these aren't fringe guys; these are starting players, all of them. So they're all right at fullback because they've got Suafalongo there, and he's been knocking on the door. He's an excitement machine. He'll get first shot at fullback. He can play.
The tip though is they're not over the line convinced with Sua.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure they are.
And look, to be fair, he's still a rookie, so he's got to earn his stripes.
And he's had injuries, Dave, that have held him back a bit, right? But man, when he gets the ball in his hands, you can't take your eyes off him because things happen.
Yep.
He's got this might be a bit of an extravagant comparison, but he's got a bit of Reece Walsh about him. Yeah. Without being probably as good. He's not the finished article like Reece is, right? But he's got that ability to create things out of nothing. And I'd love to see him play 20-odd games. If he plays 20-odd games next year, they're going to score a hell of a lot of points.
Hell yeah.
If he can stay fit. So I'm not worried about Melbourne because I think they've got enough good players.
I'll tell you why you're not worried about Melbourne, and I reckon you would be worried, and I reckon for all those players you just mentioned, as far as being on the open market and potentially seesawing on as far as decisions are concerned, it's because Craig Bellamy's still there.
Yeah.
Now, if Bellamy moves on, I think the landscape changes dramatically.
Yeah.
For everything you just said, for every chance that Melbourne are to retain those players, I think that diminishes to a degree if Bellamy decides to move on.
I would be a little bit worried if Eliesa Katoa's out for a long time next year.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's such a good player.
Yeah.
And their forward pack's not as deep as it once was.
Yep.
That would concern me for them. But
Tui Kamakamika's another one too.
Yeah. But they have still got the best spine. Even with Suafalonga at fullback, they've just about got the best spine in the game still with Harry, Cam Munster, Jerome Hughes.
Yep.
They're still going to be there.
Yeah, sure. Ready, I was a little bit surprised by this. Kevy's stuck with the same Kangaroos lineup for the third and final match of the Ashes. I thought it was an absolute opportune time to blood the Emus. There's plenty of good players there. The likes of Bradman Best, Mitchy Moses, Blake Brayley, Ethan Strange,
Dylan Edwards.
Haven't
they had a good tour? 4-week holiday in London.
What a stunning...
How good are they going?
How surprising. Dylan Edwards
I know.
goes from the number one fullback in the game to not being able to get a start on an Ashes tour.
Reece has been good, though.
Yeah, hey, I know, mate.
Oh, mama.
He's been good. He's been good. Now...
I'm surprised like you, Dave, though. I thought he might give a few of those guys a start in this game, just because it's a dead rubber. And you know what? Australia's done it so easily. We could dead set play our third string side and beat the Poms. They're legless.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised he hasn't given them a start.
My only question is, all those guys I listed, are they really going to let the team down, or are they a lesser chance of winning because of those players? No way in the world.
No. Well, as I said, Dave, they've been second rate the whole tour. I mean, they just need to overhaul that joint completely.
Yeah.
English Super League, English Rugby League, because I think this series has shown is the English game is just on the slide. It's just not up to par anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to be able to put out teams that could compete. These guys haven't competed. No. It's been pretty pathetic. So, Australia, as I said, we could play a third string side and beat the Poms.
Well, Kevy's made the argument that, and it's rightfully so, none of the guys that have got the job done deserve to be dropped, effectively. And that's probably fair enough. I can understand
and
that.
I know you don't give away jerseys, but the guys who, the backup guys are so good. I'm not sure you're necessarily giving away jerseys by giving them a start. But I thought he could have made a couple of changes. I
will say this. It is a World Cup year next year, and it's here in Australia. England... They've got some soul searching to do. Oh. They need to seriously. There has to be changes, and there has to be a rethink of their selections. This Ashes series, I'm blown away. How they left AJ Brimson out of the first game.
Yeah.
Credit to Georgie Williams on the way he's been able to forge his career, but I'm sorry, I don't think he's part of the World Cups starting lineup.
Well, he's playing at the Dolphins in 2027, Dave.
Yeah.
Paid big money for him.
Yeah.
God help them. Well, it needs to start at the top for me. I mean, I think Sean Wayne, I think our mate Aaron Woods summed it up best. There's nothing inspirational or exciting about Sean Wayne in this series. And if I'm England, I'm changing at the very top.
Yeah.
The head rots from the top. That's the old saying, right? So I'm making a change at the top. And I wrote it in the column last week, Sam Burgess, James Graham.
Yeah.
Co-coaches, if you want to go down that path. But you know what? They'll play with passion if those blokes are in charge.
Yeah.
And I would love to see Wayne Bennett get involved. I'm not sure that he will, but I would love to see Wayne Bennett working with those blokes.
Oh, well, I reckon if you get those blokes, I think if push comes to shove and those boys really, come on, Wayne, come and help us, I think he would strongly consider it. Yeah. And so he should. Yeah. They're the changes that England need.
Yeah.
Because straight away you've got credibility.
Yeah.
Straight away, as you said, you've got passion for the jersey. And I'm not discrediting what Sean Wayne achieved for England as a player, but Wayne, what a coaching team that would be.
Imagine that. Wayne, Jimmy Graham, one of the most passionate Englishmen you'll ever find. Big Sam, who in an England jersey was a monster. And and then Wayne, one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach in the game's history, that's a fair trifecta.
Yep.
And that's what, if I'm England, that's what I'd be trying to do. And you know what? If I'm Peter V'landys and Andrew Abdo, I'd be saying to Wayne, mate, would you do it? Because they need the World Cup next year to be a success.
Yeah.
And if it can be a success, and the only way it's a success is if you've got multiple teams competing for it. If you've got competitive games, multiple teams in the mix. So we know Samoa and New Zealand are going to be good. I mean, Tonga's been diabolical in this pack chance, but I'm sure they'll be better.
They'll be better.
Australia will obviously be good. If you can get England to aim up, and Wayne, Sam, and Jimmy Graham will get it done, mate, you've got a good World Cup.
Yeah, I'll go deeper than that. The NRL, they of course they need a good World Cup, but they need a good England.
Yeah,
they need a good England for the current state of the game.
Yeah,
because a successful England World Cup says something about the game to the people on the ground in the UK that rugby league still has a heartbeat, and right now it's on life support.
Yeah,
and Peter V'landys, who has a strong relationship with Wayne Bennett, I would be stunned if there's not a phone call, mate. Hey, Wayne, would you be interested to? Because it helps firstly the NRL's interest in having a stake in the UK Super League and growing the game over there.
Yeah,
I think it's.
And Wayne's very passionate about the international game.
Yeah,
like Wayne loves international footy.
Yeah,
so he wanted the Aussie job right before Kevy got it. So mate, they make the call. Wayne, if you're out there watching, I know he's a big fan of this show.
Yeah.
If you're out there watching, Wayne.
Yeah, he loves it.
Do it, buddy. Do it. They need you.
And don't you reckon the English would absolutely love two journos telling them how they should run the rugby league?
It's all Sean Wayne's our biggest fan. Not.
Changes at Manly. I mean, it's a sentence that you could just say every year at the Seagulls. This is a very important one. New CEO, Jason King, replaces Tony Mestrov, who has, look, it came as a surprise to me. Certainly we'd heard a little murmur over the past couple of months that things could be ready for a change, but I didn't think it was coming so soon. What do you think of this, Read man?
No surprise with the replacement though, Dave. Jason King, been at the NRL for a while now, Jason King, and I went for the job a couple of times before, including when Messi got it 3 years ago. So he's a Manly guy, captain of the club, won premierships there.
He's been working with the NRL in the integrity unit.
Good fella, good bloke.
What's his priority number one?
Well, I spoke to Scott Penn, the owner, yesterday, and chairman. I mean, the priority number one's the new stadium, getting the stadium renovated, rebuilt. Stadium. Well, not brand new, sorry, but renovated, rebuilt. Get some money invested in Brookvale, 4 Points Park, because it's not up to scratch. So,
where are you coming from? Are we wiping out the hill?
Mate, the dream scenario, Dave, is $200 million, basically brand new stadium, apartments, a joint operation with the state government. Okay. At a very minimum, they want 50 mil, just to put a lick of paint in the joint, and fix it up and bring it up to standard. But their dream is, I believe, around 200 million. Yeah, right. And that's almost a brand new stadium. So, mate, I live up there. I don't live far from Brookie. Yeah. 4 Points Park. Yeah. They deserve a new stadium. The passionate fans of the Northern Beaches. So hopefully Jason King can get it done. And the other thing he's got to do is just calm the farm. Yeah. I mean, that joint's a bit of a hornet's nest, man.
Yeah. I reckon you're going to be saying that in 2 years' time as well.
Well, the thing about the big difference with Jason King, I would say, is, and we all love Messi, great bloke, right? But Messi didn't mind ruffling a few feathers, right? So I reckon Messi was always going to have a time frame where he went in there. He was an agent of change. Des went when he was there. The Fultons went when he was there. Man, he made some big gutsy, ballsy changes.
Cherry Evans is gone.
Club. Cherry Evans is gone. He made big changes. Jason King doesn't have to do that now. And he's an old boy. The old boys who at Manly can be a bit fractious, they like Jason King. So it'll be interesting to see how what beyond the stadium, what changes are made. Yeah. But I've got to say, I spoke to Scott Penn, as I said, and they are very supportive of Anthony Seibold still, because I think there was some suggestion that maybe Messi was a big supporter of Seibs. Yep. But so is Scott Penn, and they'll give him every chance to show he's the coach for that footy club. The other thing he's got to get right is, obviously we talked about a succession plan at Manly with the coach. So, I mean, that's one area where I reckon Jason King's got to have to work on over the next couple of years.
Yeah,
Matt Bellon's the name that's getting floated around.
Sure. Obviously, Kieran Foran's coming in as
Aussie,
well,
yeah.
which is a sharp appointment. On field, Jamal Fogarty comes in at halfback, aligned with Luke Brooks. Still no dominant hooker for me. That's a concern.
Yeah.
And at fullback, it's all based around the health and fitness of Tommy Trbojevic. So for me, there's so many questions still hanging for Manly.
Well, if Tommy stays fit, Dave, they're a top 8 team, right? I don't, if Tommy can be the Tommy he was a few years ago, if he can recapture that form, they're a contender for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
But I think if he plays well and plays a full year, they're a top 8 team.
Yeah.
But they do need a little bit of help in some areas. They're trying to get Dave Mawali over early.
Yep.
That's probably not going as fast as they want. You're right, hooker's a bit of an issue for them.
Yeah.
Who have they got? Jakey Simpkin?
Yep, Jake Simpkin.
Jakey Simpkin and I'm not sure
and
who's
Croker.
behind Jake.
Well,
Croker's going to retire.
Well, he hasn't. He's still there at the moment.
Holidaying, jaunting around overseas at the moment.
They've let Gordon Chankam Tong go to the Bulldogs.
Yep.
So their depth at hook is a problem.
Yeah, it is an issue. But aside from that, look, they're not. I think they need another middle, and hopefully get Dave Mawali over. Just got to keep guys fit. If they keep Olakau'atu fit,
Paseka,
Tommy fit, they get Paseka back, who's a gun. They missed him basically all bar, I think, 2.5 games last year. They've got a team that can win. And if they can find some consistency, they lacked a bit of consistency last year. I think they're a definite top 8 team.
Just quickly, Ruben Garrick. He's he's a November 1 player.
Yeah, again, a guy I think Perth are going to have a look at. And I believe
the Dragons.
The Dragons, yeah.